Sri Lanka's worst economic crisis deepens. The island is close to running out of fuel. Now, the president of Sri Lanka is under continued pressure amid the country's worst economic crisis since its independence. The island is close to running out of fuel, which it can't afford to import. This week, it closed schools and stopped providing fuel to all but essential services. Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has written to Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss buying cheap oil from Russia. Our South Asia correspondent Rajini Vaidyanathan reports from capital Colombo.
An endless struggle for this island nation. Queues that go on and on and on. Sri Lanka's running out of fuel and of hope. With only days of petrol left in the country, all they can do is wait. At the front of the line, taxi driver Ajivan. You're number one in the queue. How long have you been waiting?
2 days maybe.
2 days?
Yeah.
I've been sleeping in my taxi. Sometimes I leave to get food, then I come back here and sleep. That's how I've been living in the last few days. I can only survive if I have fuel.
Here the pumps are dry, with no international shipments due for at least 2 weeks. What's left in the country is being rationed. These tiny pieces of paper have become one of the most sought-after things in Sri Lanka. They're fuel tokens, and everybody in this stretch of the line could be waiting days just to get one. And once you have one in your hand, you then have to wait for your petrol station to say that they have supplies of fuel. Now, the owner of this particular token got it on Tuesday, and his local station says they still don't have any fuel for him to pump. Near the end of the queue, we find Jayanta. He drove here from his village, using up fuel in the hope of finding more.
Can't live without gas, petrol, everything. We need everything, but it's difficult, not supplying continuously. That's why we are in a deep trouble in here now.
And that's led to deep frustration and anger towards the government. The country's president's appealed to Russia for help. A delegation's due in Moscow at the weekend to discuss the purchase of cheap oil for this nation. Do you usually ride bikes? Back at the queue, Jagannathan's just bought his first ever bike to get around.
Now, no petrol, no diesel, everything. Bicycle very expensive.
The cost of cycles has tripled. Inflation's at more than 50%. Sri Lanka's economic crisis keeps getting worse. How long must they wait for things to get better? Rajini Vaidyanathan, BBC News, Colombo.